Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Much love to you all. Much love to my butterflies. Well, as you see, this will be my final reading on the missing Nicola Bulley. Many of you, I really appreciate you. You've been showing me so much love, especially from the UK. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. I just don't see the need to continue, doing videos after videos because normally that's not what I do. The most I would do on one individual would be at least 3 videos. But when my readings start to repeat themselves, and that's what I look for, it's time for me to just, let it go. What's going to be is going to be. But I know many of you care. I care. That's why I decided to do these readings. But actually, it was a requested reading. It was a requested reading. So that's what, prompted me to take this case on. So with that being said, as you see here, this is going to be the star of the show, Willow. Willow is the pet, let me say family member, because a lot of people look at their pets as family members. So Willow is the family member, pet of Nicola and Paul and her children. Willow sees a lot. Willow knows a lot. Now we know that Willow cannot talk, but Willow knows what Willow knows. And I love that show, The Dog Whisper. It's amazing how a person can just study animals and they just know so much about them, what makes them tick. And, just knowing how they operate, I find it very fascinating. Okay. So with that being said, I'm looking at this. I'm calling this the dog whisper. Okay, intuitive reading. Okay, pretty much I'm looking in Willow's beautiful brown eyes, and I'm letting Willow do the talking. Now, before I get started with Willow's reading, and I will put the timestamp when Willow reading is going to start. When I did my last reading, I think it was on Nicola Bulley sister Louise. I did mention that I was going to give a quick update about what I was picking up when it comes to this case. This is the senior investigator detective right here. And I want to real quick, I had meditated on her. As you see, she comes out very stern and guarded, rightfully so. A lot of people, are feeling some type of way when it comes to, the so-called police force. But anyway, I meditated on her. So real quick, this is what came out. Now more can come out, but I don't want to touch this case anymore. To me, this is a rabbit hole. This is a rabbit hole because I've already mentioned. I'm picking up on corruption and cover up big time. It definitely more to the story. Please know that. And everything I'm saying, I'm not getting it from anybody else. Everything I'm saying came out of my reading on Nicola Bulley. Okay? See? So I'm pretty much repeating what came out of my reading. So with that being said, let me just, briefly just share this with many of you. And then we're going to start on Willow's reading real quick. Okay? I just want to keep my word when it comes to this right here. Now, when I was, I do not know this detective, this senior detective. I don't know her name, and I don't have to know her name. All I need is her picture. Let me just say that. I need to see the individual's eyes, because the eyes are the ones to our soul. So that being said, and make sure y'all give your sister that thumbs up coming in. This supports my channel, and it pushed the algorithm out there so others would be able to see it. And also feel free to share my content. I don't mind if you share it like on Facebook. So anyway, when I was meditating on her, okay, on this detective, I was setting my attention, what do they know and what can we expect? What do she knows and what can we expect? Now, there are timelines to my reading, so a lot of this right here is pretty much, what's going on in the now, and then a lot of this has to play out. I always say let things play out. So with that being said, let's get started real quick, and then we're going to start on Willow's, okay? So when I'm looking at this senior investigator, detective, well, let me just say senior detective, okay, and none of this is in divine order. Keep that in mind. This is what comes out right here. So you can say she knows this already, or, this is something that's going to happen in the near future, okay? As far as something that they might end up finding out about. So this right here is stand your ground. This is someone that's been in an altercation, been in a conflict with somebody. When this card is upward, this individual was able to walk away from the conflict. This card is upside down. So you can say that this detective either knows or she will find out that Nicola was in a conflict with someone and she was not able to stand her ground. Okay? Right here, this is upside down. This is mental conflict. This is someone that has the inability to get over something or someone. Okay, something is constantly playing out in that head of theirs, and it's hard for them to shake it off. And you could say, that could be the detective. She's dealing with the mental conflict when it comes to this case, because it's a very mysterious case. Okay, due to Nicola disappearance, but it came out upside down. So when it's called upside down, this is someone that is releasing the mental conflict. It's like they are feeling a sense of relief. Okay. From worrying, whatever it is that was bothering them. So this came out upside down. So that's quite interesting. Pretty much, releasing the mental stress of whatever it was that was bothering them. So that's interesting. Next, we have the authority card. And she does have a authority background. With this card right here, this speaks about someone that has a leadership background. As you see, it says authority. And this is someone that uses strong mental control and strong logic. So that's pretty much how she's trying to portray herself, by using strong mental control. And I also think about someone that's wearing a mask also, she don't want to come off feeling vulnerable, all right? Because people would definitely tear her apart, okay? They would tear her apart. So she's putting on that, authority figure, mask on, coming off very, using her strong mental control, shall I say, okay? That leadership, control way about her. So she's definitely coming off very strong in that area. Right here, this is upside down. This is passion initiated. When this card is upward, this is someone who's feeling good from the inside out. Okay? They're feeling very passionate. They're full of ideas. But when I'm looking at her card is upside down. Right here, she's not feeling good from the inside out at all. Okay? When it comes to this case, she knows something is up. She knows. Right here, she's not feeling good at all about this case whatsoever. So you can say she already knows what happened to Nicola for her to be feeling like this, or she just, due to this case, it has her feeling that way. Okay, real quick. I'm trying to move on real quick so we can get to Willow's reading. Right here, this is upside down. Upper represents wisdom. And as you see, this is somebody very wise, which could be her, but this is somebody very wise, and they're looking back at this family structure. And this person is very wise that's checking this family structure out back here. They are inspired by what they see from a perspective of, from a perspective of wisdom. Let me just say that. But this card is upside down. So if we look at it from the perspective of the senior detective, she's looking at this family structure. And to her, something about it is not right. To her, she's not inspired by what she sees when it comes to the family structure. Something is off. She may not be talking about it, but deep down, she's thinking, something is off with this family structure. So upside down is pretty much represents the fool, okay? Somebody in the family structure, she sees them as the fool. They're not operating in wisdom at all. Next, we have here, prosperity begins. Now, this is interesting for this to come out. I'm always thinking about money, okay? I'm always thinking about money. So this is interesting right here. In my reading that I did on Nicola, the message, follow the money trail, came out. And for that message to come out, they don't be coming out just for the hell of coming out. It's something to it, okay? And yeah, I'm going to say it, money is the motive. That came out in my reading, so I'm repeating what came out in my reading. Let me just say that. But it's something about money is a big factor in this case. As you see, there's a seed here. It's something special about this seed, and it's growing. Let me just say that. It has here prosperity begin. So you can say that the authorities, they're doing their behind the scenes, they're looking into everything. Let me just say that. So I feel like, they're going to start looking into this money situation right here. Because this says prosperity begins. So it's something about money that's playing a factor here. Now, you can also say that, she might receive some money. It's just how you look at this. But anyway, money is definitely playing a factor. But I just thought it was interesting for this to come out, and I'm looking at her, unless she knows that money is a factor in this case. Because you'd be surprised why certain messages come out. It's like the spirit can be also saying, that she came into some money also, allegedly. Allegedly. The money seems to definitely be a factor here. Now, this came out in my reading I did on Nicola. I'm looking at her, and this comes out. This right here is positive movement forward when it comes to a situation, okay? When I'm looking at this detective, it's like the spirit is saying there would be no positive movement forward. So this may be something that she knows already about, or in due time, things have to play out. This might end up being the ending case, okay? It may turn out there would be no positive movement forward, no matter how we look at it. You have to realize they have no evidence and they have no body. Now, it can be no positive movement forward from the perspective of they can find her and she may be deceased. That's still no positive movement forward. Or it can be, she will not be found. I truly believe she will be, but that's in the Most High God divine timing. Maybe somebody might just happen to stumble upon her or something like that. But anyway, this is what came out when I was staring at her. No positive movement forward. And also I was getting something about slow progress. Right here, this is upside down. This is the base chakra card. It represents I have. When it's upward, it represents I have. When I'm staring at this detective, she's giving off I don't have. It's kind of like, I don't have enough evidence, enough information, that's going to help lead us to where she is. So she's giving off I don't have. Right here, this is the crown chakra card. Now remember, there are timelines to my readings. Keep that in mind. Because right here, she's giving off I don't have. Maybe I don't have enough evidence. Right here, this is I know. So in this particular timeline, I truly believe if she's not saying this now, she will be. But she might be keeping it to herself. Who knows? Right here, she's saying I know. She's saying I know. But that what she knows is she's going to share it with the public. Right here, she's coming up as I know. She knows what she knows. And we have here the patient and planning. So this is letting me know that the police force are being very patient and they are planning their next move, whatever that means. And this is not happening now. It will be in the coming days and weeks ahead. Okay. Especially the fact that I'm seeing this right here. I know. Okay. This is, I know. It's like having an aha moment. Oh, okay, I know. Okay. I see now what's going on. That's what this is about. I know. This person right here is no longer in the dark. And then as well, you see the patient and planning. Lastly, this is upside down. This is obstacles and challenges. But this card came out upside down. So you can say that while I'm staring at this detective eyes, this is what I'm getting right here. It's upside down. This speaks about power struggle. So you can say that she would get to that place of knowing that Nicola was experiencing some kind of power struggle. Okay. So for there to be a power struggle, you're looking at a conflict, right here. That's what you're looking at. Stand your ground. This is someone that's able to stand their ground. This is someone who's not able to stand their ground. They feel powerless. This is obstacles and challenges. Not only are the authorities going to figure out that Nicola was dealing with some obstacles, but as well as some challenges as well. Okay? So anyway, at the end of the day, this is the juice right here. This is the juice right here. There would be no positive movement forward. Okay? But we can continue to pray and hope for the best. Maybe she knows this already, or in the coming days and weeks ahead, she's going to find out. Everything just really depends on how this police force is moving behind the scenes. Now, this is Willow. As you see, I have different decks, okay? I try to be led by the spirit when it comes to what I want to use. So I'm going to be using these decks right here. But before I use these decks, I want to use the shadow deck first. I'm just curious what's going to come back out. So I'm setting my attentions on looking at Willow, beautiful brown eyes. And I want to know, Willow, talk to me. What do you know? And let me say this, family, the spirit realm knows all things. Let me just say that. So Willow knows what Willow knows. Seeking clarity. And notice what I said, Willow knows what Willow knows. This reading, I'm not looking at Nicola picture. I'm looking at her dog, her pet picture, okay? So pay attention to what comes out. My spirit seeking clarity on the disappearance of Nicola Bulley. What does Willow knows? So when I'm looking at Willow, somebody's coming up as a bully. And this did come out in my reading. Let me just say that. What does Willow knows? Keep talking to me, baby. Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. Thank you. Right here we have bully. Right here we have bias. Right here we have the word jealousy. Right here the word disconnection at the head. Over here we have the word defiance and envy. Over here we have guilt in a secret place. Someone is feeling guilt and empty. This individual right here feels hopeless. They feel hopeless. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let me just say that. They're not in a good place. And over here in the center, we have the word coercion. Now, isn't that interesting for this to come out? Just for the simple fact I'm looking at Willow, beautiful eyes. When I did my first reading on Nicola, this came out right here. Coercion. So we're looking at somebody that's trying to force someone, how do they say, using force or threats, trying to get their point across or trying to get somebody to do something. What do you know about Nicola disappearance, Willow? I have here selfishness, internalizing, disagreeable. And I was picking this up when it comes to what was going on at home with Nicola and her partner, disagreeable. And behind that, jealousy. At the head, flighty. This is someone who easily get upset. Over here, I have trauma and deception. Over here, in the secret place, I have blindsided. That's right. I'm looking at her. Blindsided and what? Lustful. It's playing a part. And we know blindsided, somebody's caught off guard. But that's interesting for the word lustful to come out. I think about somebody cheating or hooking up with somebody. And in the center, greed is playing a part. Greed. Thank you, sweetheart. Keep talking. Okay, the spirit said I don't have to keep shuffling because I've already pre-shuffled. Let's continue real quick. Talk to me, sweetheart. What do you know about Nicola disappearance? You may can't talk, but your eyes are talking. Hostility. Desperation. Numbness, and this did come out in my reading, okay? A lot of this is repeating itself, numbness. And usually when I get the word numbness, it's always followed by someone having an addiction. Let me just say that. Drugs, alcohol, and the fact that word lustful came out, a person can have a sex addiction as well. But anyway, I think about someone that's self-medicating. But anyway, numbness came out. At the head, callous. This is someone who's showing no emotion. Over here, somebody's in denial. And I have the word evasive. Someone was not committed. Okay, someone coming off as not committed. Somebody's in denial and somebody's coming off as not committed. So we're looking at some cheating here. in the background. Over here, somebody's coming off very cold, and we're looking at some emotional blackmail as well. And behind that, I have blindsided and lustful. In the center, I have aloof. This is someone that comes off very distant. Let's go around probably. Well, I'm going to keep going to the spirit tell me to stop, but I want to start on my other decks. All right, Willow. Tell the story. Tell the story. What all that you know. Because this dog has ears and he hears and he. I'm saying he. This dog has ears. He hears a lot and he seen a lot. We have here the word betrayal. We have manipulation. And we have the good old rejection. Somebody felt rejected. At the head, we have confusion. Over here, we have abandonment issues. And I let many of you know if a person don't get this in check, they can come off very controlling, very domineering. We have here drained, feeling emotionally drained. Over here, I have passive aggression. And I have good old brutality. And in the center, I have brainwash. If many of you go back and watch the first reading I did on Nicola, a lot of this stuff came right back out. And I don't even have her picture. I have Willow picture, her pet. Closed off. This is someone that shuts down. They don't want to let you in when it comes to their thoughts and feelings. This would be Nicola. Shutting down. And behind that, I have betrayal. So, yes, she was betrayed by somebody. We have here boredom. This would be Nicola. For whatever reason, she was feeling quite restless and longing for change. And behind that, I have manipulation. Next, I have ambivalence. This is about somebody feeling having mixed feelings. Having mixed feelings. And behind that, I have the word rejection. I don't know why, but I'm sensing that Nicola was probably planning on breaking off with Paul. Okay, due to them not getting along and having a lot of disagreements. Maybe they just pretty much outgrew each other. You know, people can grow apart. At the head, I have domineering. This one's a control freak. They're trying to control, you know, not only what's going on in their lives, but in others as well. Over here, I have the word shame. I have over here bitterness. Over here, the word explosive. And this came out also in her reading. I think about fire. And then we just say that somebody's setting something on fire or emotions heating up. And behind that, brutality. And I have heartbroken. And I'm sure Willow is heartbroken due to the fact that Nicola has disappeared. And in the center, grudge, somebody carrying a grudge. Okay, I'm going to go around one more time, okay? Normally, I keep going to the spirit tell me to stop, but I have another deck that I never used before on this case. So that's why I'm going to switch it up. Right here, I have distraction. So as you see, not only was she set up, but she was distracted also. I have here this distraction. So it looked like she was distracted. She wasn't focused on that day. And somebody, that she crossed paths with, yeah, she didn't really, to me, she didn't really see it coming. Because we have here distraction. And behind that, I have closed off. And let me say this also with this. This also can speak about a location as well. Not only about someone that's shutting down and not letting you in, when it comes to their thoughts or emotions, but also this can be about, give us an idea about location. She could be somewhere isolated, remote area, closed off, okay? Right here we have the word distraction. She could have been distracted with Willow. Right here we have the word dark. This could let me know that she could be in a dark place, environment, or she was dealing with a dark individual. Right here we have argumentative. So they let you know there's some argument. But I'm sensing more than anything, this argument started when she left home. Well, let me say that it started at home. But she could have encountered somebody and it could have been an argument as well. At the head, I have disrespectful. Over here, I have awkward. Someone coming off as awkward or feels awkward. Behind that, I have the word shame, feels ashamed. Over here, I have the word defensive. So for me to see the word defensive, I think about accusations. Somebody accusing somebody of wrongdoing. Whether it's cheating, stealing, you name it. And yes, in my reading, the message stolen money did come out, okay? Motive for money and something about stolen money. That's right. Over here, I have doubtful. I have here conflicted. And lastly, in the center, I have held hostage. So she was taken against her will. Excuse me, family. I feel like I had to sneeze. I have seasonal allergies, so I apologize. So this lets me know that she was definitely taken against her will and held somewhere. This speaks volume. This speaks volume, family. And you can say, well, how can a dog know all that? I'm led by the spirit, family. So with that being said, a lot of this I'm picking up by looking in Willow's eyes. But when the spirit is moving, it can allow certain cards to come out. It just pretty much let us know, pay attention to these messages because it's something about it. It's something that we need to be really, looking at, because Willow was found left at the, I don't know if it's a dog park or what. I just say a park, whatever. But obviously she doesn't know everything, but also the spirit is doing the talking as well, okay? But anyway, at the end of the day, this lets me know that she's not in that area. She was taken and removed from that area, okay? And it may not be that far. It may not be that far. But she's not in that area where the bench was at. She's not in the water in that particular area where Willow was found. She was removed from that area. She's not in that area, period. And I'm picking up smoke screen, big time. So, something happened to her. Something happened to her. Now, I'm through with this right here. Because for me to get held hostage, that's not somebody that just up and left her family. I can understand if she wanted to leave Paul. Because I'm definitely picking up on some issues with those two. But her two daughters, I just don't see her up and leaving her daughters. She may want to get away from Paul, but not her daughters. And the only reason I'm talking like that, I'm not trying to accuse Paul of anything. It's just that I've done more than one reading on her, and the energy is pointing towards him as though he knows more than what he's saying, okay? Paul know more than what he's saying, and it's not just him. There are others that are part of this equation that knows what they know. Now, let's continue. All right, family. And look, that's interesting. Look what's on here. Heartbroken. You see that? All righty. Let's go ahead and continue. I'm getting ready to shut up. I'm going to stare in Willow eyes and see what's going to come out. Okay? Divine Spirit and clarity on the disappearance of Nicola Bulley. Willow, what do you know about Nicola's disappearance? Shedding light on her disappearance. What do you know, Willow, about Nicola's disappearance? All right, family. A lot of this, I'm not going to know what it means. They're random messages, okay? So let's get started. I have here the word truthful. So this speaks from the perspective of somebody being truthful. I think about communication. I think about the truth coming to the light. Excuse me. But anyway, the word truthful is coming out. It has here covered and safe, not to worry. So this speaks about someone that's covered, hidden. But in this particular timeline, I have to say that now. In this particular timeline, Nicola was she was okay. It has here safe and not to worry. Hold on. Okay, next we have here addictions to hooking up with the wrong person. So I think about, hooking up with, the wrong individual. It can be friendship, it can be relationships as far as lovers. Pretty much hooking up with someone that's not for your highest good, pretty much, okay? We have here school. That's interesting, isn't it? And Paul did mention that she dropped her two daughters off to school that morning. So that's interesting for this to come out. We have here lives in the present. All righty. It has here something enjoyable that is related to work. Something enjoyable that is related to work. Next, running a game slash scam on them, being lied to and used. Now, something about a scam did come out in her reading. I don't know if someone running a scam on Nicola or due to her career, whatever that was going on at her job. It could have been some scam going on there. But anyway, this is interesting. It's something about a scam. Running a game slash scam on them, being lied to and used. Because I was getting something about work partner, and somebody in the comments let me know, well, Paul would be her work partner because Paul works from home also. Just saying, okay? It has here, question mom boyfriend. So Willow is looking at Nicola as mom. So Willow is saying question mom boyfriend. That would be her partner, Paul. So Paul needs to be questioned. Obviously, Paul knows more than what he is saying. It has right here avoids reality. It has here they have embraced their inner peace and self-love. I think it's fascinating. I'm getting these kind of messages by just looking at Willow eyes. Communication ends, can't reach out to anyone. That's interesting. Communication ends, can't reach out to anyone. Well, obviously not because she doesn't have her phone. This says robbed at gunpoint. So obviously somebody could have had a weapon on them. Cause we did see the message coerce, okay? We saw that coerce. Question crooked police officer hiding evidence. Boom. I told many of you corruption. That's about someone that got deep pockets and that money is been exchanged to keep people quiet. They are in the know. I told you. Question crooked police officers hiding evidence. Now, many of you might say, well, how does Willow know that? I'm led by the spirit. A lot of information is coming out by me looking at Willow eyes, beautiful brown eyes, and a lot of information is coming out because the spirit is revealing it. Okay, family? They choose to meet up. And this did come out when I did a reading on Nicola. They choose to meet up. Who is they? And we have here something about an accident. Wow, that's fascinating. I'm about to get the other deck out, family. I'm just curious what's going to come back out. That's quite fascinating. Very fascinating. What stands out to me the most is, let me see, this right here. Oh my goodness. And you wonder why this case is the way it is. You wonder why they are just focused on the river theory. Oh, she just has to be there. No, she is not there. Okay? How about they look elsewhere? Because that's nothing but distraction. Hold up. Some of my cards are not turned properly. Seeking clarity on disappearance of Nicola Bulley. What does Willow know? What does Willow know? What does Willow know? What is that? What does Willow know? Ooh, that's juicy right there. And I do sense that she was assaulted as well, okay, for whatever reason. Okay. And from what I'm seeing here, I'm not accusing the police force of anything. None of this is my opinion. I'm just led by the spirit, and it be on it. You better know. You better believe that those things are hidden. The spirit brings it to the marvelous light by shining a spotlight on it. It has here running from someone paranoid. I told many of you, this is confirmation. There was trouble in paradise between Nicola and Paul, a relationship coming to an end. And you know Willow knew this because Willow was in the house watching and listening. Stay from this person, rapist, sexual assaulted. Now, this is interesting right here. God, the Spirit did reveal this to me in my private readings. I didn't share it, but anyway, it says, eyes open, ears to the street, suspect attends candlelight visual. Now, I'm going to tell you where this came out at. I had a private reading on her friend Emma, and this came out. So, allegedly, Emma knows something. She definitely attended the vigilite, the candle vigilant, okay? Eyes open, ears to the street, suspect attends candlelight visual. That's right. Abuse of power, crooked cop, police officer, question. So I'm wondering, did this cop get paid off? Who is a part of this equation that knows this so-called cop that would do a favor for them? What's up with this? We looking at abuse of power here. The cops think there are others that are involved, but they have no proof, lack evidence. Now, many of you might say, I'm going to say this again, how will Willow know that? Well, Willow is at home with Paul. And not only that, the authorities have been coming by the home talking to Paul. And we don't know who else been coming by the home talking to Paul. Let me just say that. I find this very interesting right here to come out. It says the cop thinks there are others that are involved, but they have no proof, lack evidence. That's interesting, isn't it? I can't make this up. I'm just a messenger, okay? They had an affair with someone who is married, sexual affair. Wow. Wow. Now, a lot of people are, you know, a lot of people feel that Paul is having an affair. He's doing him, allegedly. And a lot of people are picking up on that, Nicola could have been having an affair. I sense that they both were doing them. That's just me. I sense that both of them were doing them. But this keep coming up, something about they are married. That came out in my reading I did with Nicola. This right here to me this is like the ace in the hole, okay? For me it is. It says they had an affair with someone who is married. Sexual affair. This is very interesting right here. For many of you, check out the reading I did on the other gentleman that went missing in that area a month before Nicola. Their case is very eerie and similar. Peter Badgelin. Check out his reading. It's very similar. I'm starting to wonder, did Nicola know him? Did she knew him? Because a lot of the information about his reading, to me, it's like it came out in Nicola's spread. Especially like location and describing the individual. To me, it's like it was describing him, But anyway, someone took him out. That's right. He was murdered. Somebody took him out. And that was a month before Nicola disappeared. So look into that, family, okay? They had an affair with someone who is married, sexual affair. And the thing about it, the spirit was describing this individual. When I did a reading on her, a message said, question grandparent. Peter is a grandparent. The message said they drank. He left home and bought him a bottle of whiskey. The message said they wear hats. He's known for wearing hats. The message said that they have tattoo on their body. I think it said the hand or the face or the neck, something like that. He had a tattoo on the side of his neck of his wife's name. I mean, it's just so eerie, family. That's all I'm saying. It's just something to it. It's something to it. And I was picking up on also that Nicola was upset about someone that she knew that had passed away that was on her mind and bothering her also. And see, I didn't know anything about this Peter gentleman. I didn't know anything about him. So I'm wondering, did she knew him? Because also I was picking up on something about somebody has a background of in healthcare. He works at the hospital. Now I can be far off, but I'm trying to connect the dots here. Did somebody take him out? Transported by a vehicle inside of a trunk. When I tell you it's over, leave me alone. And it has here mother. Mother could be Nicola. Events are moving fast behind the scenes. Now, at first, I was getting that the events were moving kind of slow, but in this particular timeline, they're moving kind of fast. Cover up. Cameras are being removed. Ooh. And you wonder why they don't have her on the cameras. Cover up. Cameras are being removed or deleted or erased. Ooh. Okay, hold on, Ma. Now that's interesting. All right, family. I have to end this reading. I have something to do. I apologize. The power got to be shut off, but things happen for a reason. I love you, family. I really don't want to touch this case anymore. But anyway, I thank y'all for your love and support in my channel. This is a doozy. This is a cover up and a half. Bye. Peace.